Good morning and welcome to Real Talk with Tamara. As you guys come into the room, please do hit the like button. Also, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. I hope that you guys are doing okay on today. I know that I am. I always express the importance of hitting the like button because the like button helps to keep the video on the algorithm, okay? So like, share, subscribe, comment, all of those great things, okay? Um, I wanted to let you guys know how much I appreciate you, all of the subscribers, all of the support. As I said, if you want to support the channel, you can hit the Cash App or the Super Thanks. Okay, that helps the channel. Okay, um, I want you guys to know that you absolutely rock. Okay, y'all rock. We all have different personalities, child. I appreciate y'all because I have a little weird old little personality. Because y'all know, as a woman, we be having the mood changes. Everybody do, right? But y'all rock with me the long way. Okay, I appreciate that for the most part. I want to talk about Riley. Sit down, y'all. My dog's steady trying to mate. The Yorkies, they locked up, y'all. They booties locked up. They was locked up. They was turned backwards. Okay. And they locked up the other day. Like the conjoined twins, they was stuck together, opposite way. They booties, like somebody had sewn their booties together. They're full-blooded Yorkies though. They going for 20 something hundred, about 25. Okay. I want to talk about who is responsible for taking Big Jook out, right? Okay, I want to say rest in peace to Big Jook. Okay, um, I've been very opinionated as it relates to the Young Dolph's case because I always felt like what happened to Young Dolph, it was wrong on so many levels, right? Just wrong all the way across the board. And when you start to hear about, um, you know, why it happened, he basically lost his life for nothing, right? And so we started hearing about, I did more about Big Jug because I had heard about, him being Goddess brother. Everybody knew that, but I started hearing more about him when Young Dolph was assassinated, right? And I never, I think it was just more so I was disappointed in the energy that was put into the atmosphere, with seeing, these were hometown guys, born and raised in Memphis, all of them. Young Dolph, well, Young Dolph was raised in Memphis. Gotti, Black Youngster, Jug, all of them. And people talk about how they was getting money, and they were, Young Dolph, doing this thing. I just came from nothing. I know all of the areas, and they definitely came from nothing. So I think, as far as a lot of the people that grew up in Memphis, it's like, dog, they put a negative connotation on the city. You do the very, or alleged to be a part of the very ultimate, right? And so I talked about that a lot. I was very mad about that, right? And even still, I'm old school. Okay, I come from an old school. I grew up in the 80s. So I came from an old school where, even when you're beefing with someone, Black youngster, okay, if something happens to them, you don't be disrespectful to people that have lost their lives, okay? Because you're not being disrespectful to them at this point. You're being disrespectful and you're hurting their family, their children, right? And unless you had something to do with it. And even still, the disrespect was just on a whole nother level. That was just a negative energy that was put into the atmosphere. And you had all of these younger people watching it, thinking that it was okay because unfortunately, a lot of them look up to the rappers because they're not being told, or they don't have any body to look up to at home. They don't have any role models at home. So that's very unfortunate, right? But anyways, um Anyways, so Big Jook was killed, and he was killed, of course, a couple weeks back, and he was taken out abruptly. Now people had been shooting at him with the type of lifestyle that Big Jug was living or had lived. I mean, with the type of people, okay, that they say that he was affiliated with, um, hey, I wouldn't say it was expected, but it's not surprising, right? But I guess it's not surprising when it's not surprising when, because Big Jug was a street dude, but he still uh he still didn't deserve to be. I'll say this: no other human being has the right to take a human's life, right? Not unless they are in fear of their own life and that person is a threat to their person. Now, when it first happened, we were all in shock, and everybody was talking about, Young Dolph's artist. Young Dolph's artist did it. Young Dolph's artist did it. Even before, I never thought that happened. Not because I feel like they're weak. It is just because I've seen how Young Dolph's artists have moved, and Young Dolph was very meticulous. They seem to have been moving with, just getting to the money and his teachings, right? Getting to the money and staying out of the way. Okay. And letting justice be served. I never thought that. I didn't think that they would allow anyone to trick them out of their position. So I never thought that. And so people started saying, well, Young Dolph's artist is trolling, so they're doing it. They did it. I said, well, no, I've always felt like they was just, and I didn't really see them doing a whole lot of trolling. Okay. I just saw them say rest in peace to Young Dolph. I think if there was any trolling, they reciprocated what was done to them for the last 2.5 years. Because let's just be real, they've trolled those young men for 2.5 years. Okay. And so even if they did troll, and I didn't see them doing a whole lot of trolling, okay, it wasn't. I'm not playing with you, Riley. Sit down. He ready to jump on her back. I didn't see them doing a whole lot of trolling. Okay, but even if so, it's not right. But they was reciprocating what had happened to them. But I don't think it was not right when it was done to them, and I don't think trolling is right. Okay, but I never thought that they did it. Okay, I never did. And so then people started to come into my chat, and people were saying, they started putting names. They went back and deleted that. Listen, I'm not playing. They went back and deleted it. Y'all, I gotta watch this horny dog. He is trying to jump her back. Get over here with me while I'm trying to do this video. I mean, he a little toy Yorkie shit. Horny like that. And so people deleted who they were saying. Y'all know I can't remember a whole lot of stuff because I had so much going on. But they was putting in the chat, people from around Memphis was putting in the chat. I went back and looked for it, and they went back and deleted it. But I guess I can't blame them. But they were saying it was some street stuff. They said people in the streets of Memphis was saying it's some street stuff. It was like 30-something thousand people that got on that live. So hell, I don't know who it was that was saying it, but they were saying no, it wasn't paper route. It was some street stuff. Some people, he was in tour with some people. So then, I started seeing, the rumor is, no. So then I went and looked at his page. Okay. And the day before he passed away, and that cannot be omitted or ignored. Keep playing with me. Sit down. Okay. I might have to redo this video because this dog is trying to hump on my dog. Sit. I'm not playing with you. Little horny thing. And so what was I saying? So he said he said, rather than face me, you rather snake me. We put snakes on plates and eat great. Okay. And that basically lets you know, right, that what I say, that he that it had to have been somebody that was around him. And so I'm told, I didn't see it, so it is alleged that Moneybag had posted something, a text or something, allegedly. I don't know, I heard people talk about it, that Big Jook had put out about, being snaked or something, and allegedly Moneybag says something about you can't trust family or something like that. I don't know. I didn't see that, so I have to say allegedly. But there are people that said that he put it out, and so it all it. I mean, immediately, and looking at pictures that he had posted before, because he was like God's chosen. Um, he seemed worried. You know, he seemed worried just from looking at the picture that he took, and just from the statements that he's made. He said, "Watch your back to stay alive." Okay, and then the next day he's taken out. Um, and that's very unfortunate. Okay. Because I used to I would look at Big Jook's page, and I saw that he spent quite a bit of time with his nephew and his younger children, and they seem to love him. Okay. And so I hate when stuff like this happens. I be getting mad at black men, but I do believe in justice. Like, y'all know, I believe in people when they do things. I believe in them going to serve time. It's not another man's um um Riley, stop, please. It's not another man's call to play God, right? And so I know people may have something to say about that, but y'all know I'm old school. I just believe in justice. And so it leaves people talking about who is responsible. There have been other stuff coming out. That, like, the day after Big Jook was taken out, I talked to one of my friends he's got rank over at the police department. Listen, this dog has flipped out. He normally do what I say do, but he's steady trying to hump on my dog. Lay down. Okay. I'm gonna have to edit some stuff out. And so, anyways, he was saying that we had a conversation, and so he asked me had I vlogged on it. I told him yeah, and so he just passively said, he said, are they blaming? I said, well, they're blaming the mayor, and they're blaming. He said they're blaming the police. I said, of course, they're blaming the police. And he says, oh, okay, they're blaming us um, because somebody came in from out of town and did this. Now, hey, he passively said that, and it led me to believe that he said that because maybe they had gotten some good intel, right? Because they have people to get them intel on stuff. Oftentimes, they are good informants, right? So, or they pulled them cams and saw something. Who knows? I don't know, but he said it for a reason, and he has not said anything else about it. Okay, so I don't know as far as the investigation, what is going on. Okay, but that's what he said, and that's what prompted me to say that about out of town situation. Now, there have been other rumors. Okay, there have been other rumors, that have come out about allegedly, Big Jook was into it with some people, and he was arguing with someone on allegedly he was arguing with some people on FaceTime a couple days before he was taken out. About what, I don't know. And it is alleged that they told him that he was going to be unalived, right? That's allegedly. And then you hear rumors about allegedly that when he got to the church, somebody at the church made a phone call. This is just a rumor. I mean, yeah, at the wake or whatever, made a phone call. Get your ass down. And said, that he's here. Okay. And said that he's here. Okay. So it's a lot of, I always felt like, I feel like, maybe they have an idea, but it's unfortunate when it's street stuff, right? When it's possibly street stuff. People, when they have that street mentality, they go, well, we're not going to say anything. When I think the reasons that a lot of this is a lot of these unalivings are a revolving door, and this is allegedly now. So don't come flood my page and piss me off because I said it's allegedly, because this is what I heard. Um, about what supposedly happened days before he was taken out. I always felt like he knew who it was. Maybe he didn't know that they was gonna creep up on him like that. I felt like it was somebody that maybe was around him. When he say, if rather than face me, you rather snake me, that's somebody you have some type of acquaintance with, right? And like I said, unfortunately about street situations, people feel like that it's a sin to get these people off of the street. Instead, what they do is they keep these cycles going, and they go, well, now I'm gonna go get my lick back. Okay, well, they already know if something happens, you gotten your lick back. It came from your camp. So now what they're gonna do is they're gonna come back again, and they're gonna hit somebody else around you. This stuff got to stop. Put these Negroes in jail. And I'm not talking about just in the big juke case. I'm talking about in any case. Okay, so that these repetitive cycles can stop. These Negroes, they rather die than go to jail because that's what they scared of. You ought to see they be trembling, shaking like they it's 1 degrees outside when they in jail, when they in court. They scared to go and live out the rest of their life in a cell, okay, where with other gorillas and gangsters, because they ain't nothing without these weapons. And so people are allowing people to stay, these evil folks to stay out on the street, all because I'm street, I ain't gonna tell nothing. You stupid. Okay. I believe in justice. Okay. I believe in justice. Okay. And the only way that this stuff is going to stop is if people start going to jail and they know that they're going to go to jail and people ain't going to spare them. There's nowhere in the world I would have more loyalty to the person when I ain't going to tell on him. You have more loyalty to the person that took out your loved ones. You a crappy loved one. Okay. You crappy. You ain't shit. If you going to have more loyalty to them and let them stay out, hell, I'm gonna get them. You ain't gonna get them. They gonna get you. They just gonna get you because they out, right? But when you start to break up all of these alliances of these dangerous, these heinous gangs or whatever, then you really doing something for your community. There ain't no way in the hell I could have little kids walking around and little cousins and little nieces and know that people are in the neighborhood committing all this heinous stuff and have more loyalty to them. I won't tell on him. Damn sissies. Okay. But anyways, you guys, who's responsible? I think he knew. Okay. He knew. I do believe a lot of the people around him know what happened, especially if it's true that he was having an argument with somebody on the phone, and it's alleged that they told him that he was going to die. That's allegedly. That's just the rumor. Okay. But either way it goes, like I said, I hate that. People talk about his funeral. His family had the money. When you have the money to do something, and you got the money to do it, you spare no expense. Okay. That's what you do for your loved ones. I don't really think that people should have anything to say about what his family chose to do for him. As far as the security, I'm talking about the private security. With the private security, if you have it lets me know that Gotti and them are in fear of their lives, that they do know what happened, right? That they do know what happened, and they might have been getting threats. See, people are not looking at that. When You see the police department surrounding those areas like that, and they were not paid. It is because they know that they had been getting threats. They knew it. They're not going to put that out into the atmosphere, but that's what that tells me, right? That they had told him that they was coming back to get him, right? And so, folks was wondering about why the ambulance and stuff was there. Well, somebody told me last night, I don't know if it's true, it is alleged that the ambulance, when we saw the ambulance come in and um go up to one of those doors or something like that, that is actually how Gotti got there. Because people was wondering how he got in, because and those celebrities got in and out like that without being seen. That's what a person told me last night. Okay, so but I don't know. That's allegedly. Okay, that was weird. So it ain't far fetched. Okay, but anyways, like I said, rest in peace to Young Dolph. Rest in peace to Big Jook. Those were two men that was really getting some type of major money, y'all. People just gotta, you have to. We gotta be. Let me tell y'all something. And I'm not directing this at anybody because I don't want nobody to think I'm being disrespectful. I was just taught that you do not be disrespectful to the dead. I thought you love Young Dolph. Yeah, but I'm old school. Okay. You have to be very meticulous about what you put into the atmosphere. Okay. And I'm talking to anybody. You reap what you sow. The seeds that you plant are the seeds that's gonna grow. And God ain't waiting to make folks pay for the dirt that they doing. And I'm not directing this at Big Jook. I'm just directing this at anybody. God is not waiting anymore. You know how it used to take years and years. Time is short. And my grandmother used to always say, I'm looking at you, Riley. I see you. My grandmother used to always say, baby, when their life ain't long, when their life's short, you reap what you sow. And God said you got to get it back before you leave. You sure gonna get it back. They get it back quick. Their life might not be long. Okay, when we start seeing them reap because you got to get it back before you go. That's just the laws of the earth. She used to say that faithfully. I think about a lot of stuff my grandmother, I used to think she was just mouthing off. I think about a lot of the stuff that she say now. Okay. You got to get it back before you go. Oh, that person got it back quick. His life might be short. They came from the backwoods of Mississippi. Okay. And it seemed like sure enough, you would see a person pay for what they did and then later on they was gone. I think about that now. Dog, my grandma now, they was on to something. Like they could look at a girl and tell, they could look at us and tell when we was pregnant before we even knew it. Okay, by looking at our size and stuff. But you got to be careful what you put into the atmosphere. Okay? Because the laws of the earth is a man is going to reap whatever he sows. And one of my favorite scriptures has always been, always will be not deceived, for God is not mocked. Whatever a man soweth, that's just what he's going to reap. I meditate on this every day when I have people coming at me for no reason. I meditate on this as it relates to them getting closer and closer as we find out who these hackers are. People involved in this stuff that I thought was cool. And I go, be not deceived. As things start to come out, God is not mocked. Whatever a man soweth, that's just what he's going to reap. I keep that scripture in my spirit. People don't know scriptures anymore, but those are the laws of the earth. Even when they try to discredit who God is, there is a God and there are laws. Okay. And you got to know when you're doing people wrong, that's evil. And then you get it back. It comes back around because God is real. Folks better start instilling some type of values and stuff in their children. And these old niggas in their 30s and 40s and 50s, I know that they know better. But they better get back to the basics because it's coming back around and it ain't taking long no more. Okay. But anyways, you guys, I just wanted to talk about that. Rest in peace to Big Jook. But yeah, they're saying the rumor is he knew. But I think, the person won't talk about it with me no more. I think because that he said that the day after. I'm talking about my friend that's in work for the police department. The day after it happened, I think they've been on to something. The mere fact that he's quiet about it, and then shit, I hadn't been talking to him a whole lot because he's been traveling. So I don't know where he's been traveling to, as far as I'm concerned. The last time I talked to him, I asked him. I said, I've been calling you. You ain't answer the phone. He said, "Oh, we had to up and go out of town on a situation." I said, "Where you go?" He said, "We had to run down to Texas." So I don't know what's going on. He said we had to run down to Texas, then we had to go to Atlanta, and I know he might be in the midst of this some kind of way. So, but it could be they have other situations too. So ain't no telling what's going on. All right. But anyways, you guys, I want you guys to please like, share, and subscribe. If you would like to support the channel, you can definitely support the channel via Cash App. I love you guys. Talk with you later.